VA math, how does it work? Because it's a very confusing topic. So stand by because we're going to talk about it. First, my name is Mark. I'm a disabled veteran, like many of you watching. It took me almost a decade to get everything I deserve, and I lost close to $100,000 in unrealized benefits. Here to take free content and videos to give it to you, so in the hopes that you win your claim for free. But if you can't win for free, I run an education and consulting company called veterannexus.org. You can sign up there at least. It's called Veteran Nexus. And if I can't help you win for free, then at least I can remove a lot of time and pain from that process. But let's get into this confusing topic of VA math. I hope you come with like a piece of paper or something, because this does get confusing. So the first thing, the best way to explain this, right, because we've all had that situation where you've had two 50% ratings and you think you get that first 50 and you're happy. You're like, yeah, I'm 50% rated. Great, I feel being compensated right. And then you get that second 50 and that smile goes away real quick. You know what I'm talking about. You've had that experience where it's like, hey, I should be at 100, right? Or maybe you should be at 120 because you had a 70 for something else and then a 50 for something else. But 1 plus 1 does not equal 2 here, so let me explain. You want to start off by seeing that you're 100% healthy. That's how the VA starts. You're 100% healthy, right? And let's say you have 3 disabilities. It doesn't matter if you have 7, 12, whatever. The VA will take the highest disabilities first and match them against your current health level. So here's how the calculations, here's how it applies. I'm 100% healthy. Well, let's say I have a mental health issue at 50%, right? So I have 3 of them: mental health, migraine, sleep apnea. I choose those because oftentimes they're big ratings. So let's say all 3 of those are 50%. Okay, 50% mental health. The VA takes the highest ones first. In this case, they're all 50, so they're just going to go one by one. If my mental health was 70, they'd start with the 70. We'll get into that in the end. But let's say all 3 of them are 50. All right, I'm 100% healthy. Now we're going to take the 50% for mental health and match it against my 100% healthy. So 100% health against 50% mental health. Put them together. Now I'm 50% healthy according to the VA because of that mental health rating. You guys with me so far? So I'm no longer 100% healthy in the VA's eyes. I'm 50% healthy. And now they're going to calculate the second highest rating, which is, let's say, sleep apnea at 50. All right, well, now they're matching this 50% for sleep apnea against my 50% health. So 50% of 50 is 25. So once that calculates, now I am 75% disabled because 50% of 50 is 25. So now I'm 25% healthy after the sleep apnea gets resolved, and I'm 75% disabled. I hope you're following with me so far. Now there's one more disability here to resolve, and that's, let's say, migraines. So now I'm 25% disabled, and now I have to resolve that against the 50% migraines. Well, what's half or 50% of 25? It's 12.5. So once that calculation is done, I'm now at 12.5% health, right? Hopefully that makes sense. And now I'm like 87% disabled. So that's how VA math works. It's not 1 plus 1 equals 2. Or in this case, 50 plus 50 plus 50 does not equal 150% disabled overall. It actually equals 87.5% disabled once you go through all those calculations. And the VA rounds up or down. And so in this case, you round up to 90%. So that's why you are at 90% with that rating level. Now let's take another example. Let's say you have a 70% for mental health, 50% for migraines, and a 50% for sleep apnea. Well, you're 100% healthy at the beginning of this calculation. Now you're matching that with the highest rating, which is mental health. You put those together, now you're 30% healthy and 70% disabled, right? So now with this 30% health, you're matching against the 50% sleep apnea. What's half of what's left health-wise? Half of 30 is 15. So once you calculate the 30% health against the sleep apnea, which is at 50, you are now 15% healthy and 85% disabled. Hopefully you're following with me so far. So you have one more though. You have migraines now. 15% healthy against 50% migraines. You put that together, you are now 7.5% healthy in the VA's eyes, and you are 92.5% disabled, probably rounds up to 93. So taking those three disabilities, you are now disabled around 93%. You want to use a calculator when you're doing this because it gets ugly. There are lots of calculators online, just Google one. And so when you do that, you're at 93, which rounds down to 90% disabled. So that's how VA math works. So some of you are like, dang man, I've got like 200% disability, why am I not at 100? A lot of you guys with those small 10% ratings, you know, especially the muscular ones usually are at 10, you have a bunch of them. And then you see one guy that has 5 disabilities or just one and they're at 100 and you're like scratching your head like, why is that? Well, if you have a disability that's 100% like mental health, then the VA takes the highest rating, which is 100% here. What's 100% disability for mental health matched up against 100% healthy? Well, it's 100. So you're 100% disabled just off that one disability. I hope that makes sense. But for those of you who have a bunch of 10% ratings, that's why it gets pretty cerebral. It gets pretty mental how angry you get because you're like, dude, I'm at like 200% disability. What's going on here? Well, that's why you're experiencing this the way the VA calculates things. So, you know, it's always a good idea to bang your head on the disabilities that you know are going to give you a bigger rating than spend all your time on the small ones, right? That's not medical, financial, or legal advice. That's my opinion because that's what's going to get you the biggest outcome and get you the help that you need to move on with your life. So that's what I have to say about VA math. Hope you found this video instructive, if not angering. I'm sorry about that if you're mad. I knew I was. I know that I was at that time. And if it was helpful to you, please share it with your friends. Please like and subscribe to the video and leave comments. Let me know what you want me to talk about in future videos. And with that, I will see you next time. Take care now.